Hello, and welcome to the Screencast-O-Matic for working on your academic planner. What is the academic planner? Okay, the academic planner is in your Infinite Campus portal. It allows you to select classes for next year, as well as classes for 11th and 12th grade. Please know that the information is not locked in stone. It can be updated from year to year. Basically, we're just trying to get a snapshot of what classes you will all be taking going into the next school year, as well as for 11th and 12th grade. Thinking about and completing these classes, the most important ones for us to do when working with your teacher this week is your English, your math, science, and social studies. This will help the entire registration process be more efficient for the spring. I'm going to jump down to number 3, things to remember. Within the things to remember area, first, this is probably the first time that you have worked with the portal, so it takes a little time to get used to it. After you've been logged in and have gone through it a couple of times, it will become more familiar and things will go a lot faster as well. We'd like you to be looking ahead towards life after high school or college, and you should know that students who are enrolling in classes in colleges, for instance, need to become familiar with the online tools so they can look up the classes they're interested in, as well as to choose their classes. This is done online in the college setting, and Metro Schools would like that to begin for high schoolers as well. And finally, it's okay if you're not sure about the classes you'd like to be taking in the future. For the most part, in 9th grade you have English 1, so in 10th grade you have English 2. In 9th grade you might be in Integrated Math 1 and 10th grade Integrated Math 2. A lot of times the classes go in sequence, but you will still have options for some electives. While doing this, please make your best choice, give it some thought, but know that a counselor will be going over this with you individually in the coming weeks. Alright, let's take a look at what some of the tools we have for you look like, as well as what the academic planner looks like. Okay, here is a snapshot of an academic planner. On the left-hand side, we can see the column is 9th grade. So 9th grade, where there is going to be the English 1 class. You can scroll down, there's math, science, social studies. Those are the big 4 that we want to fill in today, or this week, for 10th, 11th, and 12th. Okay? So, and then also there's other categories like PE, wellness, foreign languages, fine arts, other elective focus areas. So there's a lot of different things in here. Okay? So, that's what the planner looks like. And the student side of the planner and the counselor side of the planner looks the same. And we'll come back to this. Up near the top left, it says Save. So when somebody adds new information in here or changes something, it's important to click Save so that the work has not been lost. Okay, so there will be a couple of templates that will be useful when trying to locate the classes you're trying to find. Again, here is a standard template. Okay, so left column is 9th grade. Okay, it says English 1. So there's English 1, and there's a code here. ENG 1102S1. The S1 stands for first semester or the fall semester, and then the next little column is the spring term. So that's the exact same course code with an S2 for the spring, and that's true for all of our classes. We have a fall class and a spring class. Okay, so this looks a little bit like the academic planner anyway, and so what we're going to want to do is fill in across from left to right. So 10th grade is English 2, 11th grade is English 3, and 12th grade English 4. Okay, so the sequence is pretty similar. Again, we want to go through English, math, science, and social studies. So that's one view. Another view is, and this might be a little bit small print on the screen you're looking at, but there will be handouts for this. Again, for English, this template goes ahead and it shows both the standard classes and also the higher level classes available. And so it kind of takes into account the Cambridge program for IGSE classes, ACE level classes, and sometimes what that does is give additional options for the different grade levels for different subject areas. This screen shows class names written in. So sometimes when we type in a class name, that is how we will find the information in the academic planner. But other times we want to use the course code. So on the templates here, if the course code is written in, that will help you find it the easiest. But sometimes there's more specific things you're looking for, or it's during a different grade level year, and you might want to write the term in there. Okay? So let's see here. We'll take an example from the standard plan, and we're going to go ahead to the planner and think of, all right, we need to fill in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. Okay? So here's a code, ENG 1202S1. All right, let's see what this looks like. So if I go into 10th grade, and I click in the box, it gives me lots and lots and lots of choices. And there's really only a couple of right choices. Here's an example, English 2, right? English 2 is like 10th grade. But this course code's a little bit different. Remember, I showed ENG 1202. Well, over here, this just says E2, so that's actually not right. So this menu has way too many choices. So instead, we're going to click in the box, and we are going to start typing. Remember, ENG 1202. And now we are left with two items, S1 and S2. So if you click on it, you get to keep it. ENG 1202. Now it's the spring. There it is, right? And we can select that. Excellent. So that's 10th grade. So let's imagine the same idea. English 3 is ENG 1302. So we can type that in, ENG 1302 S1. There it is. And ENG 1302 S2, and make those selections. Okay. We'll mix it up a little bit. English 4, here's a course code on the right-hand side. But what happens if we type in English 4 in here? Okay, this menu is not as big as some of the other ones. I can tell you that one is actually not correct. It's a hard one, right? It's these bottom two. See, the course code's the same? ENG 1402. So that is the one we're going to use. ENG 1402. And we hit save. So those are all good, okay? Now if we happen to make a mistake, we can click on a little X and it will take the item out of there, okay? So another example, math. Oh, there's lots of choices for math. So that can be very confusing. So we go back to our math and we see math 4811, okay? 4811. So we're going to type that in, math 4811, and there's my two choices. Now at this moment, what I am assuming is that this example, the student is working through the standard level classes, and we are kind of completing the four-year plan using standard level classes. Now it's possible a person might want to change their mind. Math 3, integrated math 3, 4711, math 4711, and math 4711. Okay, so that is kind of how we go through that. So that's a quick example, okay? Social studies, here's personal finance and PE. From a template standpoint, it's good to just kind of follow the template as best you can. If we need to make revisions due to your plan, or maybe you have some of these classes as a 9th grader, we can make those changes. SST 5625, SST 5625, and the template says first semester. And then in the spring, because we pair personal finance with PE, so that's PER 3211. Oh, wait a second, it's not in that same category. Okay, that explains it. Because PE is in the physical education category. So, PER 3211, and it was a spring class. So, the personal finance class is in the fall, but the PE class is in the spring, and that helps us get things set up for the next year. All right, so that is one example. Now we can go ahead and click Save. for this student, and I'm going to go ahead and do so because a counselor is still going to visit with this student to review the selections and make changes with them individually. So we will hit save on this one. And a little box shows up that says, are you making changes? And we're going to say yes. Okay. Another example. This one's a bit different. This example, the student in 9th grade is taking the IGSE English 1 class. So they have the Cambridge English class, but they have the mathematics class is the standard math kind of 1A. Now you might realize you see your math teacher every day, so math 1B is sitting here in the math section. Well, where's the 1A class hiding? Turns out, for some reason, it hangs out down here in the elective focus area because the Math 1A is technically a math elective. Okay, so this student is in IGSE English 1, so we're going to anticipate for now that IGSE English 2 is going to be their course. So, 10th grade, IGSE English 2. I don't have the course code in here this time, I just wrote the name. So, IGSE is kind of a unique name, so if I type in the word IGSE, I do find those couple of options. The bottom two are the 9th grade ones, so the top two are the 10th grade ones. So we're going to go ahead and select it. Now IGSE English is just for 9th and 10th grade, but then we get into 11th grade. So we look at the template. On the template, English 3, ACE English 1, AS level, or possibly even dual enrollment, which is DE English 3 and 4. That's a possibility if a student qualifies for dual enrollment. But if you're continuing with the Cambridge courses, the ACE English 1 AS would likely be your 11th grade class, with ACE English 2 A level as your senior year class. So let's see what happens when we type in ACE, because ACE, there's fewer courses with that in the English section. Okay, so we have some options. And notice that general paper sits there, so it turns out the general paper course also fits within that English department, so that's good information if you want that class. But what we then have is English 1 AS level. I search for ACE again, English 1 Language AS level 2. Okay, the AS class becomes before the A level class. So if during senior year you're going to do that again, A level, English Lang 2 A level, remember, just like it says, English 2 A level on the template, and we can do that again for that. Okay. Now, in this example, the student has the regular math class for Integrated Math 1, but perhaps this student is interested in moving into the IGSE Math 2. I typed in IGSE, here's IGSE Math, oh, here's IGSE Math 2. So they might want the greater challenge, so they were maybe moving into the IGSE class for 10th grade because they're doing so well. Great. So they want to take and step up into that area. And they find that that did well, so maybe IGSE Math 3 as a junior, and such. Okay? And there are several different options then to choose during senior math. We can go back to our template and imagine which of those options are a good fit for you. Okay? So, but on this screencast, we can't make that decision for you right now. So, therein lies a way to use the academic planner to help look up information, to select classes you think are the most reasonable for next year and beyond. Please know that it's the best to go ahead and make your best sort of choice and guess at this time. However, we will review this together between your student and counselor before things become official for next year. Now, we'll go ahead and hit save for now because the student will meet with their counselor, and that is already taken care of there. So please, do not be terribly worried or afraid about this process. The first time through is confusing, and it gets better when you go back through it again. Thank you for your time, and we will see you soon.